We're gonna have to see, but I can guarantee you that Laser Beam was not cheering for Mr. Fresh Asian right there. But we're taking a look right now at Ruri and Worthy, the two players that came down to the 1v1 in our last match.
Gonna spot Mr. Fresh Asian shieldless. This is a scary situation for Mr. Fresh Asian, but surely you heard those builds. Now spoiling kind of made it obvious he's above him. Mr. Fresh Asian with no shields to his name does not want to fight this fight. If I am Mr. Fresh, I am playing for survival right now, which is tough to do in Pleasant Park with a fully shielded spoiling above you.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Mr. Fresh Asian, because it is so early in the game, he's actually not sure how much health spoiling has, but we did hop over to cover H here. He did just pick up an elimination.
Look, I've been getting some great drops. I've been getting some great zones. Unfortunately, not getting a lot of shield. That's what's been costing me, and really no excuses. I got to play better. And again, I've been so impressed by Benji Fishy, his professionalism. As a 15-year-old professional Fortnite player with all the fame he's received, he still manages to stay humble. I tweeted a picture yesterday of him signing autographs 30 minutes after the broadcast. He really understands what it takes to grow his brand and what it takes to support his fans. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, he's a sweet kid for sure. Speaking of sweet kids, we have one of the X2 twins, Jordan, here, getting into a little bit of a scuffle. Is going to take a snipe shot over on Link. It doesn't connect. Link was ready with those preemptive builds, heard the sniper shot, and decided to defend himself. Now we have his opponent here taking some shots, possibly trying to knock him down. It doesn't look like he's too reinforced, so he's going to have to be careful there, but it looks like he might be pinched here if this other player tries to third party, if Link decides to roll up on this.
Yeah, Jordan. First shot almost connects for a headshot on Link, another top Australian player who participated in the solos tournament at the Fortnite World Cup, was one of our 11 Australia-New Zealand qualifiers, so congrats to him on that great achievement, but he wasn't happy with his placement. He wanted more. Mitch Robinson, speaking of which, is going to tag up Jordan quite significantly. So Mitch Robinson, professional AFL football player with some good edits coming through as well. He switched from controller to keyboard and mouse months ago, has been grinding the game, and right now has Jordan on his back foot.
Unbelievable. I talked to Mitch a little bit yesterday. He said that he's been putting in the time, he's been putting in the work, and it definitely shows. To switch from controller to keyboard and mouse is something so difficult to do, but it looks as though he's gotten it down so far. His health is a little bit low. He needs to mini up, which he is going to do right now, and it looks like Jordan has kind of taken the high ground now. He used the time that Mitch didn't know where he was to take the high ground, and now is going to go on the offense.
Yeah, gets a good tag. Even fight right now. Mitch is really holding his own against these professional Fortnite players. I've been so impressed, but unfortunate for him, he's gonna get tagged up. If you're a fan of Australian rules football, you're cheering for Mitch Robinson right now, as Jordan is gonna get taken out by Mitch Robinson.
Wow!
Can you believe it?
Wow, kudos to Mitch for playing that perfectly, but unfortunately he is going to take some tags from another player. It is Link. He did come in for the third party, and he ends up taking out Mitch Robinson. How unfortunate. Link waited for the perfect moment. He knew that Jordan had gone down, so he used that moment to come in and clean up he did.
Great job by Link with the third party, but again, for Mitch Robinson to defeat one of the best players in Australia, New Zealand, X2 twins Jordan, who qualified for the World Cup, by the way, playing like a creative. Meanwhile, we got Kat in the top right, who's just like, what is this guy doing right now? What is happening?
Kat wearing the Link skin, representing kitties everywhere.
Cypher's still editing, even though Kat pushed up with an RPG. Now he's finally done. Big fight ensuing. Kat's gonna catch Cypher off guard with a great shotgun shot now. You can't hit it anymore, Cypher. Kat's gonna get you. Wow, good job by Kat.
Unfortunately did not stand a chance there at all. Kat heard all of those edits, knew that he was trying to meme, and just really taught him a lesson there. Here we have Forbes, very low HP going up against Zora, but he does get pinched. We have another player there, Q-Jack. He's actually going to now disengage. Zora says, you know what, that shot was too strong. I'm not interested anymore. You can have that one. I'm gonna go and get out of this situation.
That's a good call out, Pookie, because obviously he also realized that
220 shots, and Zora is actually super hurt now. He got taken down by a bunch of grenades, only has about 25 health left. Q-Jack knows it, so he's going to actually be pushing up to see if he can finish Zora was able to get some floppers off, and now a mini, so it is a pretty even fight at this point. Follow, what do you think is going to happen here?
Yeah, I gotta say, Hujack's playing with such aggression right now. Zora lower, again, same thing, managing resources, 125, but in this situation, a sniper's gonna come through from cross map and actually knock Hujak off his back foot. He's gonna have to heal up. Zora probably recognizes that he got tagged because he heard the sound effects come through, and now it's actually Slaya, former member of Chiefs, currently a free agent, looking to make a name for himself, who has an opportunity to continue third-partying with a sniper.
Yeah, again, we have another player coming in. Scarlet takes some tags. Unfortunately, isn't going to be able to figure out where those came from, but he is going to keep pushing forward because the zone is at his back. They are on the slow side, so they have a little bit of time. They're able to outrun it. Zora, you can see in the storm, running towards all of these other players. This is going to be absolute pandemonium when these players meet up.
I don't even know what pandemonium means. No, I'm just kidding. Great vocabulary being shown by Pookie here. I'm just kidding. Zora, on board of Zora right now. Currently up against Scarlet and many others. Keep in mind, anyone you see with CR as a team tag is actually from our Japanese region. You saw Ruri take home a game win earlier. Zora, though, from Australia, trying to prove they are on top here in this Southern Hemisphere.
And Zora doesn't have any mats left. That's why he's kind of caught back and forth there. He's going to try and take his opponent down. Scarlet is reinforcing everything, so he has full control of this and actually ends up getting tagged. Zora gets massive tags on Scarlet and ends up taking him out. No mats, no problem. I have weapons and I'm going to use them, he says. Slaya now recognizing that Zora may be low, so he is going to push up on him with full health and so many resources. He can make a huge play here if he plays this properly.
No mats, no problem indeed. Zora making it look like it's Chapter 1, Season 2 with pure rifle play. Played that with confidence, and I love that decision because he needed those mats from the elimination that he was able to pick up on a member of CR. So he did play with such aggression, despite having no builds, was just putting constant pressure on that fight. Picked up some mats and some siphoned HP as a result. Each time you get an elimination, you get 50 additional HP as a reward.
Yeah, and you can see, speaking of eliminations on the right-hand side, this is for the total tournament today. We've got Worthy at number 1 with 13 trapped, holding that second spot with number 12, Alice at 12, Nyrox at 11, Symmetrical and Cypher both at 7 as well, and then all the way down the list we have 7. So it's pretty close in terms of eliminations, but where the brunt of these points are going to come from is the placement points. For those of you watching at home that haven't seen the format yet, this is the standard solo Cash Cup format. So Victory Royale is getting you 10 points. That's what you want. That's what can make a huge difference in the end.
Yep, you're spot on. One thing that's very interesting, what we just saw, eliminations and damage dealt stats, it's all Australia, New Zealand all day.
Which is 25th place. You need to be at least there in order to get 3 points to your name. And Westy taking some shots onto Som. And unfortunately, Worthy had an open wall. The RPG rocket came in, takes him down to only 100 health, and now he's gonna have to fight for his life, but it isn't enough. He is taken out by Epic Whale. Epic Whale also gets an elimination on Bola as well at the exact same time. So that's 2 eliminations for Epic Whale in a very short period of time.
Epic Whale stepping up in a big way. Worthy there. It was like a truck coming through the front door of your house. He takes an RPG to the side.
Excellent angles that he's utilized here. Unfortunately for him, he isn't actually in the zone, so he is going to have to make a run for it. He's got 55 seconds to do so, so he is able to get some tags on people that are a little bit further out of zone than he is, totally utilizing his position to hopefully get some siphon back so that he can go into the final circles with a little bit more health.
One thing he's doing, notice how he's using right-hand advantage. So because Fortnite's a third-person game, the camera is over your left shoulder. You have a right-hand advantage. If you're playing on your right side, you can see a little bit more there. You have a little more angle. Good job by Esh doing that right there. Meanwhile, on board the 100 Thieves elevator, what I called out, was in a pretty good position. And that stays true. Currently, center circle, I believe, in a solid spot, close to that zone, sitting with lots of heals. Look at that, 6 small potions, which give him 25 shield each, 2 big potions, which give him 50 shield each, gold RPG, gold SMG, in a great position to close this one out. Zate, another player who we are looking to step up here, does it as well.
And Zate, look at him again, taking high ground. He is loving the high ground today. We've seen him on it so many times. RPGs are now coming out. J-O-Mock, you can see down there at the bottom left-hand side of our screen, is going to medkit even for just a little bit more health because he's not going to have the time to get that off. It's going to take 10 seconds. Yep. You see Bob here scaling up, ascending the side of this built mountain.
Zate,
Zate, unfortunately, is going to have to scale back a little bit to his reinforced structure because he had Think taking some shots on him, trying to shoot him down.
Yep, so would you look at this? We got Zate, Cease, Elevate of 100 Thieves, Benji Fishy still alive. So many huge names right now. Ghost Trapped, and Ghost Sap alive as well. It's gonna come down to the wire. Zate in a good position here. He loves high ground. He's one of those old school Fortnite players that's always so consistent, always plays for high ground. We talked about it earlier with Aussie Antics. High ground isn't as effective as it was in seasons 5 and 6. And this is exactly why. You don't have as much mobility or the opportunity to get out of fights. Meanwhile, Radius is trapping right behind him. He gets tagged up though, so Zate, if you realize it, can get a kill. Epic Will takes out one on Jinx. It's all coming down to the wire here. A lot of fights. Cloud9 Blackouts in a tough spot. Zate is gonna get tagged up as well.
Oh my goodness, this is complete mayhem going into these final zones. Zate trying to scale down now. He realizes that he doesn't have very many materials, so being up on high ground is getting riskier and riskier for him at this point. Think is taking a ton of damage. He's gonna have to pull something through, takes more fall damage, catches himself, and is able to get off 2 floppers and a mini before he has to start moving again. Think, you've got one more flopper, come on, bud. This is ticket by 10, you gotta get going.
He's doing that on purpose, because when you have those floppers, you can heal almost instantly. You can sit in a storm and retake high ground, exactly what Antics and I talked about earlier. Mr. Fresh Asian did it last game, but now he's so weak because he took so long to do it, Pookie, that it might be looking bleak for him.
Yeah, he had to hurry up.
Yeah.
Getting off that extra mini was definitely not worth the 80 damage in health he ended up taking. We've got Westy on high ground, tarping out, reinforcing with the cones, trying to get over to that mountain, be the first player there, catches himself on the build, turns around so that he can just start shooting at players that are coming into zone and preoccupied with each other.
And we've seen some big names in the elimination feed. Cease does it again. Saf did it earlier, but Cease is going to get eliminated, gets 11th place in this one. So with 10 players left, we are down to our top 10. A lot of big names in this one. Jolin, representing AUNZ, gets taken out by Hype, also from the region. Brezzo, controller player, does it as well. Pre-depression, I know he has some fans in the crowd I met earlier, takes out one.
This is Westy's game to lose at this point. He has the ultimate advantage. He also has 6 floppers and a crazy amount of traps in his inventory. You can hear the crowd. They are getting hyped up. Speaking of hype, Westy raining down shots on Hype himself. We have 5 players left. They have reached the next threshold of 7 points, but they want that 10. The RPGs are flying. Elevate only has 18 health, down to 65 shield, now 7. He is gonna have to make something happen. Unfortunately, Hype takes him out. He isn't going to be able to follow up with anything on that. Hype going back in the storm to grab that RPG, swaps it out, and now is going to be going up against the likes of Westy.
Westy's gonna take out Benji Fishy. That's no easy task, and it all comes down to this. 3 players remain. It's Westy, it's Hype, and one other. I think it might be Saf. Yes, it is. Saf, representing America, coming from California against the 2 Australians. He's gonna get a good shot in right-hand advantage. Saf does it. We have a 1 versus 1. Saf versus Westy. Look how many floppers Westy has. He just needs to play this slow, play the longevity, and try to heal up when needed. Hold high ground, and he could win this one.
He could definitely turn this into a heal-off for sure. Saf does not have any white heals in his inventory at all, only the minis at his disposal. You can see Saf trying to get better positioning. He is trying to go through, but he's taking a ton of damage. Is this going to be enough? No! Unfortunately for Saf, Westy stayed in the circle, was able to clutch that up. 5 eliminations.
Number 4. We're about 26 was the top score before. Up on top, we have changed things around entirely.
Brezzo.
Wow.
I don't know. I did not expect that, especially after a big game there from Westy and others. Brezzo comes out on top. I believe a controller player currently in first place over Nyrox, who we did not see make a big statement there in game number 4. Huge congratulations from Brezzo. Meanwhile, Looter's in 3rd, Symmetrical in 4th, and Ghost Trap. So 3/5, sorry, make that 4/5, yeah, 3/5 of the top 5, Australia and New Zealand.
And for me, my big thing after match number 3 was between 2 and 3, the scores didn't really change that much. We just sort of evened the field.